that was Holiday Heart.
I highly recommend you all watch this one.
Yeah, this one was a fun one. I would recommend this.
We never I don't think we ever recommend movies ourselves. We like just watch them because we haven't seen them, and we assume you all have seen them. But this one seems like this was a TV movie that I feel went under the radar, so I recommend you watch it. The guy who plays Holiday was Agent Bubbles in Lilo and Stitch. So watch this movie. Hi, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Dell.
And this is the Black Catch-Up, where we're catching up on iconic Black media we missed out on in our more conservative religious childhood.
All right, so today... So today we watched Holiday Heart.
Yes, we did. This, once again, was a suggestion by Something Real. They gave us a very long list of movies that they had that they wanted to see us watch. So here we are watching them. So, as always, we start off with the IMDb. A drag queen takes in a drug addict and her daughter and helps raise the daughter.
Okay, yeah. That is what happened.
I mean, that's kind of...
Yeah, that's like real short. Like,
I know, this movie was wild.
Yeah, there was a lot happened in this one, definitely.
Yeah.
But all right, as usual, we'll start off with things we liked about this one.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I'll start this one off. I really like the overall premise of this one. Just kind of this guy who like dresses as a drag, like taking in this like drug addict mom and her daughter, and I also like how I feel like the whole story was kind of framed around like not the daughter's perspective per se, but she was kind of that like that kind of factor that kind of kept the plot going and kind of kept everyone together.
She was sort of like the beacon or like the lightning rod of the story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I just overall, and I thought it like lent itself to a lot of like very like touching moments and very like good feeling moments, intense moments, but yeah, overall I just really like the premise of this one.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I'll also say that everyone was so good. The acting in this movie was really good. We're going to get into how crazy this movie was later, but like not a bad actor in the bunch. Like there were some really emotional, like touching scenes, like the one where Nikki finds her mom Wanda in the drug den, and her mom is about to like pimp her out just so she can get more drugs. I don't know what her drug of choice was, but she wanted more drugs. And like you could just see the tear. That was a heartbreaking scene. It was so well acted, like all around the board. Holiday was great. He had a lot of good scenes, especially his scenes with Nikki. Those were really good. I liked the scene in the restaurant after graduation because we started to slowly learn a little bit about Holiday. But yeah, a lot of good acting in this movie, I think.
Yeah. I think most of my other points were just more scenes to kind of highlight. I really liked the graduation poem kind of juxtaposed with the mom like doing crack in the parking lot or whatever was happening there.
Yeah.
So that was another good scene. And then I did also like the scene where Holiday and Silas start bonding over like playing video games. I thought that was also like just again like another touching scene. The other scene I had was when they come back and find the mom like raiding the house for like the TV or the phones and everything to sell.
Yeah.
Like that was another one of those like super just emotional scenes that just kind of hit you in the feels.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like you said, like a lot of good scenes and acted very well across the board.
Yeah, even when the mom, like even before her death, when Holiday sees the mom with the bike and like. She's just like completely broken down, beaten down, and Holiday still is like giving her another chance, even though pretty much everyone has been like, she's not going to change. This is just how she is. Even that scene was really good. And this isn't an emotional scene, but if you don't have any more, the last scene I have was when Holiday was talking to his friend about Nikki, and the friend was milking a cow. That was just so random and funny to me.
Yeah. I did like the friend too, Blue. I did.
Yeah,
like
Blue. That's his name.
Well. Yeah.
Yes.
But I think that's about all I had for
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have too.
Okay. Did you want to start for negatives?
Yeah, I think the biggest problem with this movie is it has the most insane pacing of any movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like, there were multiple times where I was like 25, maybe 30 minutes in, where something would happen on screen and I'd be like, hold on, did I miss something? Is this movie almost over? And then I'd like look and it'd be like, no, you're only 20 minutes in. And I was like, well, dang. Like, so much happened in this movie. And it's not the fault of the actors, because everything that they were given, they acted really well. They were just given really, like, weird, crazy material where you didn't get time to, like, fully have these characters fleshed out. You didn't have time to fully get the main, like, problems fleshed out or anything. Everything kind of just, like, happened immediately. Like, that was what made it so insane. There were, like, at minimum 5 fully fleshed movies in this one movie. Like, where the entire arc happened and everything is fine, and you're like, and those were the times when I was like, is this movie over? Like, what is happening? And the pacing is just so insane.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like, I thought this one, like, really took off very quickly, because this was one of those I had to, like, keep rewinding, because I was like, when I was like making breakfast while watching this, and like I would like turn away and turn back, and like something completely different would be going on. So like I definitely do agree. There was like a lot going on, and it was like every scene that this stuff was happening.
Yeah,
no, definitely was a lot to kind of take in. I guess I didn't have like too many other major problems. I didn't really like the ending of this one.
I just said the scene looked so goofy.
Yeah, with like the slow motion bike falling, and then the kind of misdirect where you think Holiday dies, but it's actually the mom. I don't know. It didn't really, like, I don't know if the movie even needed that ending, or like I don't know how I would have ended the movie, but I just thought the ending fell a little flat with that.
Well, because this movie had like 5 different plots. The movie honestly could have ended in 30 minutes. It could have ended in 45. It could have ended in an hour. Like, it was so weird.
I was like, because like you didn't really know when the ending was coming. Like, it was like kind of like you're always kind of like on the edge of your seat. Like, okay, it's like, is this kind of the climax? Like, I really didn't know at any time.
Yeah, you didn't know. This was like a great mystery of our time. Like, what happened? I guess another thing I have was I wish we got to learn more about Holiday, because at least according to the Wikipedia and like the IMDb, Holiday's the main character, even though we think that Nikki is kind of like the lightning rod where things happen with her. But like, I wish we got to learn more about him, especially because this was a 2000s movie, so having a drag queen as the main character, that feels like it was a pretty big deal, or it should have been a big deal at the time, but we don't get to see him in drag that much. Especially because this movie starts with his partner dying. I forgot how his partner died, to be honest, and I watched this movie, no lie, like an hour ago. But like, that's how much happened in this movie. I forgot how his partner died. I just knew he was dead. And they had dreams of going to Paris. That's another thing I wish that they kept like bringing up, especially because it seemed as though it was going to be a movie where he's like reluctantly taking care of this mother and daughter duo, and it's like that's why he's pushing off his plans to go to Paris as like his last connection to his dead partner. But like, the movie quickly abandons that to do like another plot, and then another plot, and then another plot. Then at the very end, he's like, yeah, I guess I'm going to Paris now. I'm like, why was that not like a through line? We definitely should have learned more about Holiday. Outside of that huge info dump he had where he was...
I was gonna say, that was pretty much the only time we got any background on him. Like that one monologue he did where he's like, yeah, I was passed around in prison and killed my mom's boyfriend. Like, we really didn't get to see a lot of his like past or really anything about him. Just that who he is kind of today, you know.
And he was such an interesting character. Like, when we did learn about him, I was like, yes, please give us more. Like, what are we doing? Like, seriously, what are we doing? Because again, we had so many like climaxes of the movie. It was very odd.
I guess the mom had she had the first boyfriend, and then it was Silas, right? The new guy.
Then it was Silas, the new guy who didn't like Holiday because he was gay.
Okay, yeah.
And then
she kind of ran off.
Then she ran off, and then Silas
also ran off at some point.
Yeah, Silas also ran off, but the weird part about when Silas ran off was he acted like he and Holiday were good at that point. I was like, you're not good. You called him, like, the F word a couple seconds ago. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I just need you to, like, realize that you love them more than you hate me. I'm like, What are we even talking about?
That scene kind of came out of not out of nowhere, but it was just like it seemed like out of character, like even like wild that he would even request that, or like I didn't understand why he was leaving. Like his like whole like I gotta go on business for 3 weeks and I'm gonna leave this kid alone.
I didn't understand it either.
Also, I thought he like jumped in the family super fast too. Like I don't know how fast that happened, but that seemed like really quick. Like it seemed like they were making eyes at a club one day, and then next thing I know, he's like, "Yeah, this is my family now. I don't want them to see you." I was like,
he jumped in and out that family so fast. Yeah. Like even when he came back, that was like a really quick thing. Like Nikki welcomed him back with open arms, and I'm like, Nikki, don't you have abandonment issues? Like what's going on? But she's like, Silas, we have to be. We're a family. I'm like, a family? What is this? What is going on? And then they were like playing My Two Dads. That was the next movie, My Two Dads, where they were trying to like figure it out together. And then somehow Silas has to go do his drug thing still. And he brought Nikki, and then Nikki ran away. Oh my God.
Yeah, she ran away and found the mom too. I don't know how that happened, but
I don't know either.
I guess that's the movie magic. I was like, at first I was like, where's she going? And then I was like, oh, she's definitely gonna somehow stumble upon the mom. She knows exactly where like the crack house is that she's in, you know. But
well, at first I thought she was gonna try to find Holiday again because she didn't feel safe, and he's like her home, the most consistent adult in her life, I guess. But then she went to find the mom, and I was like, I guess so. Like I could also see that, but like, we did a lot of weird things here.
Yeah. All right, I guess, is it time for ratings?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll go first. Yeah, I'll give this one a 3. A 3. I thought it was very good acting, and it had a lot of, like, very touching scenes, but I think overall from, like, start to finish, it was, like, fairly chaotic, you know, just in terms of, like, the number of plots, the number of things going on. But I did actually find myself kind of enjoying this one and being fairly engrossed in the story, but yeah, like, so I'll give it 3 stars. I didn't have too many like major problems with it aside from, again, like there was really a lot going on, a lot of different plots, but I think the acting really did carry this one for me. Like I was definitely like enjoying the scenes, and this is one of those movies where like I don't know, I just felt like good watching individual scenes, and I could see myself like enjoying the scene, like enjoying just various scenes in this one.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, I don't know how it is as a full movie, but I definitely did enjoy like the viewing experience, you know, overall.
Yeah, I gave this a 2.5 out of 5. Like you, I thought the acting was really spot on. A lot of the like really heavy scenes worked. It's just the pacing of this movie was incredibly wild considering how much happens. And like in another movie where you say all of this happened, you would kind of think the movie was like 4 hours, but somehow they did this in 90 minutes, and it was true. I won't say they did it effectively, but it was truly wild. And it was one of those things where I couldn't look away, and I definitely enjoyed myself while I was watching it. Like, granted, all my critiques are, I still believe them. I still think the pacing was wild. We should have learned more about Holiday. But, like, when I was watching, I was like, I can't look away. Because if I look away, we're going to be in an entirely new setting, and I won't know where I am. Like, but in the best way possible, I guess. Like, I enjoyed watching this, weirdly.
Yeah, no, this one was like it had like a little magic to it. I definitely think it like has a lot to do with just the actors, and I thought they had a lot of chemistry together as well.
Yeah.
They somehow pulled this plot off. They pulled the script off somehow. But all right, final question. Do you wish you saw this one sooner?
I don't know if I need to have seen this sooner. I could see myself watching this again though. Like, I could 100% see myself watching this again. I don't think I needed to have seen it sooner, although I did have a good time.
Yeah, I think I'm in a similar boat. I don't think I needed to see it sooner. I'm actually kind of glad I saw it now. I don't know, I think this was just like a good time to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no real like strong reason to have seen this one earlier. But yeah, I think if it was on TV, I would definitely tune in for a couple scenes. You know?
I might even go out of my way to find it again.
Yeah.
Why not?
This one,
it's gonna be a good night.
Yeah, no, it had a nice quality to it. Like,
it really was the acting,
just acting magic.
Yeah, because when you think about it, it kind of has the same like a lot of Tyler Perry movies have too much going on for them, but the acting's not as great.
Yeah,
so it's like maybe that's I don't know how to explain it, but this movie it bewitched us.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Holiday Heart.
Yes.
YouTube housekeeping, like, comment, subscribe.
Ring the bell for notifications. If you have any movie suggestions for us, you can leave them in the comments down below. We do movies on Tuesdays and Fridays. All of our socials will be linked in the description box down below. And we'll see you next time to catch up. Bye! We didn't mention it, but the time frame on this movie, how long was it? Like,
yeah, because again, like, the boyfriend Silas kept leaving for like weeks at a time, and then he just like popped back, and like it'd be clear that like time had passed because like Wanda's doing worse, but like other than that, it'd be hard to tell. And I swear the girl went to like 2 graduations or like graduated twice or something. Like it just seemed like she was like either she graduated twice or like we just spent a lot of time on her graduation day, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. But we definitely... There must be something in the water at Holiday Heart that, like... that this movie should be studied.
Yeah.
How it got me on board for the fastest plot in all the land.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of stuff they had, this could be, like, a couple seasons of a TV show.
No, it definitely could.
Like, that's how much happened in this movie.
Honestly, it would have made more sense as a TV show, you know? Like...
It really
started off with him dying. Season 1, she's with the first boyfriend into season 1. That kind of like falls apart. There's that single season where she's just like dating around or just trying to like get her life back together. They're living as the family. Then you have the 2 dads season, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this definitely could have been 4 or 5 seasons of
material here. Like, because there were so many plots in this one movie.
Yeah.
And like, and it's weird that they didn't drop any of them. Besides the Paris one, they kind of like just they had a plot and it like fully went around and it was like 20 minutes had passed and you're like,
yeah,
what?